I remember as if it were yesterday, my early childhood days when I was growing up in Soweto. I would hear the youth during June 16 shouting out in the streets, "Mandla!" And I would say, "Oh, I'm a very important young man, you know, my name is shouted in the streets." But most important was when they would shout my family surname, "Viva Mandela, viva! Long live Mandela, long live!" And I would say, "Oh, I'm very important in the streets." And I would run home and say to my father, "Hey, I'm very popular out there, you know. Everyone is shouting at my name," and my father will burst out in stitches laughing, you know. And he realized that this young man needed to go on a self-discovery journey. My grandfather is a very traditional man. He can very much be a diplomatic statesman and be loved globally. But when it comes to his household, he is an embodiment of Abatembu traditions and culture. From my early childhood, my grandfather took an important instrumental role in ensuring that I was fully capacitated for a future role I would have. Being in a big city as Johannesburg, I became drawn in to being a businessman, and in 2002 he called me in. "I want you to go back home and you must build a strong foundation for yourself. You need to go back and study." And we had endless fights on this debate, going back and forth. And I tried to also convince him that, "Oh, you know, maybe you don't understand what I do. Here's my profile, and these are the businesses I run. This is my salary. These are the dividends I own." And he wasn't faced with any of that. He sat for 2 weeks, quietly not speaking to me. And one afternoon he calls me, "Come here, sit down, we need to have lunch." And I said, eat your food." He's very much instructive when he speaks, you know. And then I started eating. Then very softly he asked, "Do you know that I'm your grandfather?" "Oh yes, Tatomkhulu, ndiyayazi loo nto." "Do you know that I'm the head of the family?" "Oh yes, Granddad, I know that." "It is my wish then that you should go back home." And you know, there's something I must say, that when my grandfather humbles himself upon any individual, he will always win his case. He won me instantly. I packed up everything of mine on that day and headed home in June 2002. We are a nation that by tradition are a polygamous structured family, and we continue therefore to hold upon the traditions and the customs of our forefathers. We have become a nation that is lacking in true understanding of its own African identity. We are Africans that are judgmental to our own African traditions and customs. Whereas you don't find Chinese prosecuting their own traditions, nor Indians or Muslims for that matter, prosecuting their own traditions and cultures. They are still to this day being some of the nations that are highly praised globally for preserving their traditions and cultures without any interference. Now, as a liberated South Africa, we need to ensure that we preserve and protect those rights.